Our goal through the data cleaning is to get better, faster and cheaper product. For that, we need to find whether or not my data are 100% accurate, validated or consistent or not. Now to get actionable insights, your data should be of some quality. And that is what we have been discussing up till now, the concept of data quality. Now you can see if you have a bad data, you will end up having incorrect analysis. Using this incorrect analysis onto your machine learning model, you will get invalid insights. Now using these invalid insights, you made a decision. That decision will be wrong decision. Now using wrong decision, you will end up having poor outcome. And poor outcome again will lead to the bad data. So this is the vicious cycle. Now if you want to get out of this vicious cycle, then you need to change this bad data into the quality data that can be used to make a correct analysis, to get a valid insights, to change these wrong decisions to appropriate and proper decisions and get a proper outcome. So this chain of a vicious cycle can only be broken down using the proper data or a clean data. So data quality is an issue here. Let us talk about data quality issue. According to Gartner report, by 2017, 33% of largest global companies will experience an information crisis due to their inability. So here is an inability to transform the raw data into meaningful data that will adequately govern, value and trust their enterprise information. So data quality issue means obviously we have so many raw data. We have improper data. So those improper data was unable to be converted into the proper data. Then that is what this report tells us. It is inability of us to convert those raw data into meaningful data. So the raw data here is in fact noise. Something here we have a noise. So this noise can be collected from multiple sources, API, Facebook data, from Wikipedia, some social media sites, maybe LinkedIn itself, and the PDF file, maybe from database, from data lake, some document file. All of these will be your raw data. Now this raw data should be converted into the meaningful data, and that is what data cleaning means. Data cleaning basically tells us to take that data, the noisy data, and transform that noisy data into the data that can give us actionable insights or knowledge. So that is what noise to signal means. And this process of transforming the noise or raw data basically means a noise. So the process of transforming the raw data into the data that can be analyzed to generate valid, actionable insights or to make decisions. If we transform our data into the data that will be meaningful to us, that process is called data wrangling process. Now data wrangling is just a term, but it can be also used in terms of these things, because data wrangling basically means these things, and you should have heard any of these terms before. Data pre-processing is also data wrangling, data preparation, data cleansing. So cleaning of a data here is also data wrangling. Data scrubbing, data munging, data transformation, data fold, spindle, mutilate. These are all basically means data wrangling. So data wrangling essentially means taking this raw data, processing it and converting it to the signal. So signal here means a meaningful information. Now data wrangling steps are shown here. It is an iterative process. So first of all, you need to obtain the data. So obtaining a data might be from different sources. Maybe you have taken a survey. You take a survey and you get the data. Maybe you have some form for the customer to fill up and you get the data. Maybe you interview some customers to get the data. So obtaining the data might be from multiple sources. Maybe you can obtain the data from social media sites. So first is to obtain the data. After obtaining the data, you need to understand the data. So understanding means understanding the domain of data, like understanding the data dictionary. What does this data represent is to understand the data. After you understand the data, next step is to transform the data. Now this process of transformation takes around 50 to 60% of any machine learning and data science project. This is the most important and most boring, because some of the data scientists that I have been working with tells me that transformation is the most boring step for them, because it is a time consuming and a lot of things should be done manually. So that is the reason transformation of the data takes most of the time for making any machine learning or data science project. Then after, we augment the data. Augment means you create other variables, you add the data, you create the whole picture of the data. Then after, you reshape the data and give the shape into the format that can be used into the machine learning model. Then you share it. You share it or use it on your machine learning model. And after you sharing it or creating your model, you visualize your model, and this process can be done iteratively, because after the model is built, if you found that the model has less accuracy, then what you do, again you transform your data into the shape that will have the machine learning model to get better accuracy. And that is what data wrangling means. It is a essentially data pre-processing step, making your data into the format that will be helpful for our machine learning model, so that our machine learning model can be trained or tested using those data, and our machine learning model will have higher accuracy than before. Because if you just remove this step of pre-processing, then you can directly see our machine learning model won't be working properly. So in the previous video, we already saw how to pre-process our data theoretically, but in the upcoming video, we will do it practically.